Hey guys, Film Geek here. Today I'm talking about the 1981 film Excalibur.
You aren't King Arthur.
Merlin! We haven't forgotten you! What trickery is this?
They're both swords. I look so
He's trying to foist a fatherless boy upon us! Do you want a bastard as a king? Or the underground, join us against the boy! I saw what I saw! The boy drew the sword. If a boy has been chosen, a boy shall be king!
Excalibur is directed by John Boorman, and it's starring Nigel Terry as Arthur and Cherie Lungi as Guinevere. So basically, this movie is based on Arthurian legend, so if you're familiar with the Knights of the Round Table, King Arthur, Merlin the Magician, and all of those characters, then you're pretty familiar with the story of this movie. Originally, director John Boorman was trying to make a Lord of the Rings movie. He wasn't able to get the rights to make that film, however, he was able to get the rights to Excalibur. The script that was going to be the live-action film of Lord of the Rings did eventually become the animated film. During the production of this film, it rained nearly every day, which caused the film to be filmed in a very dull light, which I feel led to the film having a very unique look. Not to mention the fact that the rain also caused the foliage to look very lush and colorful. Another thing that made Excalibur unique was all of the lead roles were not filled with big-time movie stars. Most of the people in the lead roles were all well known for theater at that time. However, there are two pop culture icons that are in this film, one of which is Sir Patrick Stewart, and the other one is Liam Neeson. That's right, Mr. I Will Stop at Nothing to Save My Daughter and Jean-Luc Picard are in this movie. So what do I like about this movie? Well, first off, this is hands down the best film adaptation of Arthurian legend. That's not just my opinion. You can go ahead and look it up. A lot of people feel that way. There's just not a lot of good movies out there based on King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table. I think I can name the three of them. Okay, so there's Excalibur, Monty Python's Search for the Holy Grail, and I'm gonna say The Sword and the Stone, Disney's Sword and the Stone. Okay, those are the three best movies based off of Arthurian legend. I'm gonna say that's in my opinion, but I'm pretty sure that if you look it up, you're gonna find that those are the three best. Another thing that really gives this movie an extremely unique look is the fact that they use on-set lighting for some of the effects, mostly in particular the use of magic. You'll notice that when Excalibur is called on to do something magical, there's a green glow. There's also a green glow when Merlin tries to do something in the movie. So it just seems like that neat glow. It's really unique, and it sets things off. It with just that simple trick of a green light set on the set, reflecting off of armor, reflecting off the sword. I mean, man, it really gives the movie a really cool look. The movie does kind of have a very artsy-fartsy look about it, and again, that's something that makes the movie unique. It's not something that harms it in any way, shape, or form. This movie had an $11 million budget, which was a pretty good-sized budget for the time period. So the movie has a really great look to it because it had a good-sized budget. One thing you don't want to do is judge this movie off of the sound quality. The sound in this movie is, it's bad. It's really bad. But, you know, give it a pass, alright? Give it a pass. Do not let the sound quality in this film scare you off. So apparently sometime in the 90s, there was a cut of the film where they supposedly enhanced the audio, but no, they pretty well screwed the audio up something fierce because of dubbing. I don't know the technical things. Anyway, the original soundtrack of this film was lost, so this is all we have. So it's not bad, honestly. I'm making it sound worse than it really is. It again kind of adds to the movie. It really helps with that surreal vibe of the film. But one thing you will notice is the sound in this movie is just not to the quality of everything else that you'll see in this movie. So yeah, the movie isn't perfect. It does come off as kind of a slow burn. There are some action sequences, but the way the action sequences in this movie happen, it's kind of just, I don't know how else to put it, but natural. Everything in this film flows in a very strange and unique way, especially the passing of time, which the first viewing of this film, it's gonna bug you. It's like 1 second Arthur is like a teenager, the next second he's a middle-aged man, and then he's like at the end of his life. And it doesn't seem like it took that long to get there, which is good because the movie is a very long movie. Well, by very long, I mean 2.5 hours-ish. The movie clocks in at about 2 hours and 20-ish minutes. Yeah, and I know that seems like a pretty good long watch to a lot of people, but believe me, guys, the movie makes up for it. It's long, but it really needs to be long. And that brings me to one more complaint I have about this movie, and again, it's a minor one, and that is I feel like it tries to crunch way too much Arthurian legend into one movie. This movie could have been divided up into two, and to be honest, there's enough Arthurian legend, and they could have made 3 movies out of this. This could have been an ongoing trilogy and done in 3 different acts, just like the movie's done. And I think that would have been nice. I think it would have been nice if they could have taken a bit more time telling the stories of Arthur, getting it a little bit more right. But I mean, honestly, as I said, this is a minor complaint because the movie itself is really good and definitely worth a watch. Okay guys, if you'd like to watch Excalibur, I found it for rent on Prime. I didn't find it anywhere else, so if you do own the DVD or you own the Blu-ray of this film, then of course you can watch it anytime that you want, or you can seek those out. I mean, they're not horribly uncommon. The movie itself is not out of print, it's not expensive. I mean, this is a good addition if you enjoy fantasy films. This is the granddaddy of all fantasy films, and I do mean that. This movie came out in 1981, and it really helped spark what would be a big fad in the 1980s, and that is fantasy-themed films. Okay guys, that brings us to the end of another Film Geek video. If you liked what you saw here today, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like the video, and ring that bell for notifications so you know when I put another one of these videos up. And as I always like to say, folks, keep watching movies. You know I'm gonna.